Hi, my name is Dr. Chelle, otherwise known as Dr. Test Prep, and thank you so much for coming to this channel. As this is the first video in Unit 3, I'm going to talk a little bit more about making sure that you've done everything. So if you haven't watched the 4 Pillars video, please watch that. Hopefully you have linked the College Board to Khan Academy, so Khan Academy has determined what you need help with and what you're strong on. So you should be looking only really first at any videos that you have orange on Khan Academy, because that means you haven't mastered it yet. So for this particular one, we are doing Unit 3, Lesson 1 from Khan Academy. Khan Academy is phenomenal. It will create a program for you, but one of the things they lack are what I'm going to give you and teach you here on this channel, which is how to use the Desmos calculator to be the best that you can be. So we are talking about ratios, rates, and proportions. If you've bought my book, we are on page 38. If a recipe calls for 2 cups of flour and 3 cups of sugar, what is the ratio from flour to sugar? Now, I write that out because sometimes they might say, what's the ratio from sugar to flour, but they give it to you in order of flour to sugar. So you do want to pay attention. We know that there's 2 cups of flour. We know there's 3 cups of sugar. So it's just 2 to 3. The ratio of boys to girls in a classroom, so I'm going to say boys to girls, is 3 to 4. If there are 15 boys, how many girls are in the class? Well, guess what? That's all you do, and you just need to type it into Desmos, just like that. Where did everything go? Okay, so we just followed the pattern. Boys, girls, 3, 4, 15x. We just line everything up, and then we go into Desmos. The way that you do the fraction symbol, I like to use the keyboard shortcuts the most, so it's the division symbol, which is where the question mark is. So I've got 3 over 15. Make sure you use the arrow key to put your equal sign. You also can just hit, divide down here, and that will give it to you also. And then you're like, Dr. Eric, Doc, I don't see my answer. You're right, just zoom out. Keep zooming out, and there you go. That's your answer, 20. Now, could you have, which is choice C, could you have done 3 times x and cross multiplied is 15 times 4 is 60 and divided both sides by 3? Yep, that also works. But remember, the goal is to help you use the graphing calculator as effectively as you can. I'm going to X this out to delete this equation, and I'm going to hit the home button to make my screen go centered again. Ricky's Pizza makes 200 pepperoni pizzas per night and 165 cheese. So we've got pepperoni is 220. Our cheese is 165. What is the ratio of pepperoni to cheese pizzas that he makes? Now, we would think it would be like 220 to 165, which it is, but usually they want ratios reduced to least common fractions. So if you're good at fractions and you want to divide both sides numbers by 5 and keep going down and down and down, you can. Or you can use the graphing calculator. Look how cool it is. You just type in 220 divided by 165, and we get 1.333. Look, fraction button, 4/3. That's our ratio, 4 to 3. Or it could be written as 4/3 or 4:3. All right, this is Dr. Chelle. On our next video, we're going to be continuing with Unit 3, Lesson 1 on ratio, rates, and proportions, but we're going to look at some harder examples, and we'll be on page 39. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Keep being awesome.